sign of disease. So be aware when you're making decisions on which trees to keep and which trees to take down, and you should take a look at an analysis before. Obviously, trees all provide benefits to the community, from stormwater to reducing heat issues, and the benefits may outweigh the issues you might have otherwise. I mentioned Van Brunt Manor Road. I just happened to be on that portion of the survey, and as I said, there's some gorgeous large trees on the east side of the road that are up on people's properties, but then also some of them are street trees as well. What happens though on the waterfront over time, when you get storm damages, things will fall down, and then you'll have replacements by some kind of weed seed that comes in and it replaces what's on the shorefront. One of the recommendations I had for the group too was, look at all your shorefront areas. You can do a lot to improve your resiliency by putting in the right trees right along your shorefront areas. And I had provided a list of trees and shrubs, natives, that could be considered by the village. And that's something that can be done. The other thing we also noticed, and this is a complete aside about trees, we noticed a lot of places in the village that might warrant another look from the stormwater perspective, where you can improve your stormwater quality running off into the harbors. And we made mention of that to the board. This is a long list of native plant sources. It's exhaustive, but it's not meant to be totally comprehensive. There's a lot of really good local nurseries, and then I will put a plug in for the Long Island Native Plant Initiative. The Limpy group has started raising woody plants also for sale, and the seed stock for that was collected locally from Long Island stock, so it's another potential source for tree replacements. And finally, I just wanted to recognize Steve Nizek and Kristen Ponak, which were two of my assistants in the field. Unfortunately, as I said, Steve's stuck in an airport right now. And Kristen was our GIS specialist and helped us pulling all the GIS materials together. So, are there any questions that I might be able to answer? And then I know John has a presentation to go through. Yes.
I see some of the people here have handouts. Some that came later don't have them. Do you have any more?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's some handouts up here that John can provide.
Okay.
Yes?
On Washington Street, there were 4 or 5 trees that were taken down. What criteria did they meet that would warrant taking them down, or were they done before you got to assess them?
That's a good question. Actually, some of the tree removals were taking place while we were doing our inventory.
Instead of waiting to see what your report said?
Correct. Some things were taken down while the inventory was underway. In some cases, we actually captured some of the trees before they were taken down. I'm not sure of the exact trees you're questioning, so yeah, I wouldn't be able to tell which one that is.
Between, I guess, Birchwood and Singing Wood, there were 4 or 5 taken down.
All rotten.
And there's also trees on Chestnut. Fully live.
In any case, that's something that you'd have to sort through the data and the location to double check what the situation was and what the rating would have been that we would have given it.
Is there anything a concerned resident could do if they see something like that happening?
The heart rat?
No. The trees are coming down and we're concerned that they shouldn't meet the criteria, yeah.
Okay, well, what I understand, this is your base survey. This
Okay.
is something that's going to give you some guidance as to where to go in terms of what trees might be considered hazard trees, or what trees would be considered for removal versus nice, healthy, and specimen types that you probably would want to keep in place.
And this is something we're going to discuss after.
Right, I think this
presentation
is
to the planning board.
right. This is meant as a
as Laura was saying, that this is a way to get us thinking about this. But it does seem true that we have, to some extent, all these trees now have names, and we should follow what happens to them, rather than. So this has all been developing as we go
So
along.
it gives you a basis to make those kind of assessments, and also knowing what type of tree it is as well. We talked at the planning board early about, what does the canopy look like? What does it look like now versus 20 years from now, and that canopy ages? What's the replacement trees coming underneath it? That data can be sorted, and you can look into those kind of details. So that's very important too. And if the trees that are being taken down are invasives, well, it might be a big help to the native community that's there. So that's part of the balance that you have to weigh. Should we take one?
Maybe a few more.
Yeah, actually, that question was for you, Roger. Was there any talk of a moratorium on cutting while this study was going on?
Not that I'm aware of.
The planning board, would that, if there had been talk, would it be the planning board's job?
No.
It would be the board of
Village
trustees?
Yeah.
But I mean, it seems self-evident.
Well,
If they were
I
doing
mean,
a study, why not wait until the end of the study?
Amen.
Instead of jumping the gun.
This recommendation was made by the planning board to the trustees.
To wait.
Well, we said the study's going on, so that was. a
How long
recommendation.
did the study take?
I think we knew about it at the beginning of last year.
So
it was in
the study
contract.
took like a year or more?
Well, there was a study like this, proposal is written, the notification, Arbor Day 2015, perhaps even, we learned of that we would get this award. It took some time to negotiate, to get the right paperwork to the state and the check back and everything in place, and then we wanted to do it in the summer when the trees are growing. Then you can actually tell what the trees are and so on. So it's been a multi-year,
Well,
maybe a
if
2-year.
I mean, I'm
process.
saying there needs to be a moratorium now on any tree that isn't indicated for cutting, that is indicated that shouldn't be cut according to the survey.
Well, so we're trying to learn how to use this survey for village trees. Yeah,
What was the board's response to your asking them to wait until the survey was
I
done?
didn't get a response.
I'm sorry, I missed the very beginning. When was this survey completed and given to the village?
It was somewhere around October, November. The field work was completed, and then we had some quality check that we had to go through. So the village now has the information. They received the Excel table in the fall as soon as we were done, and then we had to sort through and do some QA/QC on it. But it takes a while. And honestly, I know there's always a lot of concern when you have, a tree inventory going on, but you're also going into hurricane season. There's things that you have to do preventive wise as well. So I can't speak for the village on that.
Maybe a few more, not too many. Yeah.
You were starting to talk about when you looked at a tree and there was tree rot in the tree, and you never finished what you were saying. If there's a little rot